In this video, I'm going to work out the problems from the circles quiz part 1, in case you want to know what you got wrong. So here it says circle A and B are shown on the coordinate plane below. What are the equations for circle A and B? So remember the equation of a circle, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. HK is the center and r is the radius. So for circle A, the big circle, the center is at 0, 0. And then the radius, you can count, is 5. So looking down here, since it's centered at 0, 0, we know the equation has to be x squared plus y squared, which all of these have. But remember, it's equal to r squared. Since the radius is 5, it has to be equal to 25. So that eliminates A and B because we know it's one of these two equations. X squared plus y squared equals 5 squared, or in this case 25. So for circle B, we have the center at 1, 2, 3, negative 4. And then the radius is 1 there. So remember, it's x minus h. So this is going to be x minus 3 squared plus y. And then remember, it's minus k. So since k is negative 4, it becomes plus 4 squared equals 1 squared. So that's going to give you C for this problem. So you still need this equation for number 2. A circle drawn has a center at 5, 10. So we know it's x minus 5 squared plus y minus 10 squared. So that right now crosses out B and D. And then has a radius of 15. So it has to equal 15 squared. Well, 15 squared is 225. Not 15. Problem number 3, you have to find the equation of this circle to figure out what's true. Is this the center? Is that the radius? Is that the equation? So we need to write the equation. So I'm going to do my work up here. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 33 on each side and rearrange the terms. So x squared plus 2x plus y squared minus 12y equals negative 33. So we need to complete the square twice, once for x's, once for y's. Half of 2x is 1x, or just x. So we need to add a 1 to both sides because that's what was missing. Then we complete the square for the y's. Half of negative 12 is negative 6. So we were missing 36. We need to add 36. So this becomes x plus 1 squared plus y minus 6 squared. Those are the outsides of the box, is equal to 4. Okay, well, that tells us C is true because it says select all that are true. The center in this case would be negative 1, 6. So B is out. And then it's equal to 4, which tells us our radius is 2. So A is also correct. On problem number 4, it says ABCD is inscribed in circle O. That means all the endpoints are on the circle. Angle A is 88 degrees. We want to find angle C here. Since these are opposite angles in an inscribed quadrilateral, they're supplementary. So 88 plus the question mark equals 180. So 180 minus 88 is going to give us 92. Down here for number 5, arc HJ is 66 degrees. We want to find HIJ. Well, since that's an inscribed angle, it's half of the arc. So 66 divided by 2 is going to give us 33 degrees. It tells us this angle here is 104 degrees. It's not focusing. And we need to find the measure of angle BDA. So we're looking for this guy. So we have the central angle, which is the same as the arc measure. And then the inscribed angle has to be half of that. So that angle there would be 104 divided by 2, which would be 52 degrees. And this one, I think you had to type in the answer. All right, number 7, O is the center. Arc RQ is 35 degrees. We want to find measure of angle POQ. So that's this guy right here. That's what we're looking for. Well, if this arc measures 35, since O is the center, it's a central angle, and the arc measure and central angle are the same. And then we can tell that these two angles right here have a sum of 180. So 180 minus 35. We're going to get 145 there. This one's a little bit trickier. The diameter of a circle has endpoints at -5, 6 and -5, 2. We want to find the equation. So if you think about what's going on a graph, so -5, 6, there's one endpoint of the diameter, and -5, -2, there's the other endpoint. So this right here would be the diameter of our circle. So our circle would go something kind of like this. So if that's the diameter, we know that the center is in the middle there. Since both of these had an x-coordinate of -5, we know the x-coordinate of our center is still -5. We're really just finding the midpoint. And then we want to find the middle of -2 and 6, which is going to be at 2. So -5, 2. So from here, that tells us it's x plus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared. That rules out b. And then the radius has to be, so remember it's equal to r squared. From 2 to 6, this is 4. So it's equal to 4 squared, which would happen to be 16. Here on number 9, we're doing the same kind of thing, writing the equation of the circle. So the center, our HK, is at 3, 4. And then counting on the graph, we can see that the radius is 2. So we know it's not equal to 2. Remember, it's always equal to 2 squared, or the radius squared. It's x minus h, and so it's going to be x minus 3 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 4. And last one down here, what are the center and radius of the circle? So we have to complete the square twice. The 31's already moved to the other side. So x squared, half of 6x is 3x. This one's already arranged nicely for us too. We don't need to rearrange it. X, 3, 3, and 9. So we need to add a 9. And for my y's, half of -10 would be -5. So -5, y, -5. 25, so I need to add 25. That gives me x plus 3 squared. Remember, it's the outside of the box. Plus y minus 5 squared equals 65. So this right here tells us that the radius is the square root of 65. And then here h would be -3 and k would be 5. Because it's always the opposite. It's x minus. So x minus -3 becomes +3. And that would be B.